Step 7. Find unique ways to teach. Today's technology offers us an incredible array of tools for teaching and learning that weren't around even 5 years ago. Yet it's up to us as teachers to harness these technologies so they don't become just distractions, but powerful learning options. The resources in this module start pushing the boundaries of what can be done. In terms of the SAMR technology integration paradigm, the resources in steps 7 through 9 start to address the modification and redefinition steps of this model. In other words, technology is being used to change our past practices to fit new pedagogical best practices to help us teach and guide our students to knowledge and understanding. So if I take a look at this set, whoops, I'm on the wrong one. There we go. So some of these will involve online whiteboarding tools. So again, kind of replacing our traditional, uh, presentations that we do on the board. Instead, we're making them interactive. So this Miro board is brand new. It replaced just the app one. There's a couple other ones here, digital whiteboarding tools here. Microsoft Whiteboard and Twidla. These are all kind of interactive. Oh, and Jamboard here from Google. So these are all kind of interactive whiteboard type programs that you can interact with your students, and students could interact among themselves if you wanted to create, say, a shared note space for students, collaborative activities for students. So feel free to check those out. And this is, Microsoft's Whiteboard. And there's even this Whiteboard FI. But I've also put in Answer Garden. This is fun if you ask a question to your students. Again, this is just changing things up a little bit, spicing it up. When you create a new answer garden, let me just click this. I'll show you how this one works. This one's pretty straightforward. But you ask your question here, and then you can share it out with your students. And as they answer the question, it'll create a word cloud. And then, for example, if you ask the question, what's your favorite fast food restaurant? If students started answering Mighty Taco, that word would start to grow on the page. So kind of fun, and it also just made me a little hungry on that one. Anyway, so that's Answer Garden. This is a super simple tool, but I want to show it to you because I've gotten so much feedback that people love this program. It's so easy. And again, I don't know if this is really redefining learning a lot, but it's called Classroom Screen. And if you click on it, just click the green Launch Now button. You get this kind of fancy background. I'm just going to show you. You'll have this toolbar of options down here, and just tinker with these. Again, its ideal thing is if you're using it for remote learning, you could share this on your you could do a screen share and show this to your students. If you're doing it in class, if you have a whiteboard or something, or a screen projector, just put it on the screen projector and look at all the different tools that you have down here at the bottom. So for example, just right out of the box, you could change the background of it. So again, say you wanted to do, and I think you can even choose your own. Yeah, so if you wanted to bring up backgrounds on your computer, you could do that. So say you saved a map of New York State and wanted to have the students work on that. That's one thing. You can also type in your students' names here and say, and then just choose a random name. So that's nice for, games or just asking questions. So random name. You got dice. So all you need to do is you can click on the dice and it should get going here. It should change my dice. So yeah, I think you just have to click on the button. So it'll give you a dice. So if you want to use that again for games. And number generators, you can test the sound level of your room. So if the room noise is getting a little too loud, you can have the students kind of self-monitor that way. You can embed media, so students can watch a video. You can choose the webcam option, image, any of those things. You can generate a QR code for students. So if you wanted to put, say, a website to share with all the kids using their phones or iPads or mobile devices, I could just type in usatoday.com. So that instantly creates a QR code for students. So easy way to share things. So again, that might be good even for a remote learning setting. I'm just going to close those out. I can do just, again, a simple whiteboard, a drawing activity. I can add text. So this is just a little text box. Again, really nice, easy, clean functionality. Work symbols, you can choose if you want. Again, this is probably best for working in a classroom. And again, you can move these around the board. Again, traffic light, timer, stopwatch, I think you can get the idea with those. But so really awesome for such an easy, clean tool. It's really easy to use. I love this program. It's a lot of fun. So let's see. So that's the classroom screen. Screencastify, this is what I'm using right now. If you want to start creating your own videos, again, we'll talk more about creating videos later on. So some of these resources are going to start kind of blending into the other steps. But Nearpod, if you have not used Nearpod, I would highly recommend it. It's an amazing tool. There's the freemium versus the premium. I think in the freemium version, you get 3 lessons. So if you wanted to do more than that, you'd have to just keep using 3 lessons, which again, they're going to try and get you to the premium. I think it's an amazing option. Highly recommend it. It is Ed2D compliant if you purchase the premium. Sketchnoting, I love sketchnoting. And again, this is it can be a low scale technology, so it can be just paper and pencil. But if you want some great resources on sketchnoting, Kathy Schrock is one of my all-time favorites. She's been developing this for years, so the resources may be a little more dated, but it's Kathy Schrock is Kathy Schrock. She's amazing. So sketchnoting is basically just putting images and text together for students, and they can do that in a variety of tech tools. Using again, we'll talk about these creativity tools later on. But sketchnoting, I think, is a really powerful way for your students to learn, and you can use tech, I think, quite nicely within that step. Again, more digital whiteboarding tools. Powtoon, this will allow you to create kind of videos, cartoon videos. Again, freemium versus premium. But the freemium version, you can get some really cool, videos created using kind of animations. Twidlet is a fun site. Again, it's kind of a way for you to create a new whiteboard, and then you can share it out with your students, and you can take notes, you can do diagrams, you can do all kinds of fun things. So it's, again, you just share it with your students and they put in their names over here. They can just keep a guest name for Ed2D Law. But again, you can do shapes, erase, you can do an Etherpad to take notes, you can do documents, you can share things kind of easily. So again, it's kind of changing that dynamic. There's some Solve Me puzzles. This you might want to check out. This was from the ISTE conference a few years ago. And there's some great resources from people. I think it's from 2019 that it combined everything from the conference, from their playground, in these links. So there's just tons of great ideas at the Google for Education playground at ISTE a few years ago. So again, for those of you who are Google folks. So this ClassKick, if you've never seen this, again, there's freemium, premium models. I have used the freemium version. It basically will allow you to keep track of what your students are doing live time. So it's a really nice interactive link. And again, this resource may blend in between some of the other steps, but it's got a really nice app. So you can use it on an app, you can use it on computers, but it's nice because you basically can put your students to work on, say, a PDF where they're answering questions, and you're able to kind of see live time what your whole class is doing. You can even connect with them and chat with them while they're doing that. So I think I've kind of gone through this pretty quickly, but again, this is kind of transitioning to our step of really digging into creation and changing the dynamic of technology to allow you to interact with your students and then let them interact with you. So changing that dynamic and start pushing the boundaries of educational technology. So I hope you enjoy this step.